Yo, what up guys, it's your boy Chris Lee here, welcome back to another video, and today we'll be going over my WWE 2026 predictions. Let's get right into it. I think Roman Reigns is going to win the Royal Rumble this year. He's going to be a two-time Royal Rumble winner. Almost every massive superstar has won the Royal Rumble at least 2 times. I think he's going to add that to his massive amounts of achievements, and I believe he'll main event night 2 of WrestleMania against Cody Rhodes. Moving on to my women's prediction. I think Liv Morgan will win the Royal Rumble. I think she's come second in the last 3 Royal Rumbles. She is the greatest women's Royal Rumble performer of all time. She's been in every Royal Rumble, I believe. She's had incredible performances in almost every one. She's come back from injury. She's been the Iron Woman like 3 different times. And I believe this is finally the year she wins it. And honestly, she deserves it. She's coming off an injury, and she deserves to face Vacker at WrestleMania. Moving on, I think Braun Breaker will win the Elimination Chamber. Originally, I had CM Punk slotted here to win the Elimination Chamber, but since Braun didn't dethrone CM Punk at Monday Night Raw, I do believe Braun Breaker will win the Elimination Chamber and challenge CM Punk at WrestleMania. Bianca Belair will go back-to-back and win the Elimination Chamber a second time in a row. She's going to continue her storyline with Jade Cargill that she never got to finish. She got injured, I think, at SummerSlam. She hurt her hand, and she has not returned since. I think she's going to be in this match. I think she's going to win it, and I think she's going to challenge Jade Cargill just because it's 2 great women wrestling, and they've teased that match for so long. Yeah. Dominic Mysterio is the perfect archetype of wrestler to win the Money in the Bank. He's a weaselly heel that the Money in the Bank will be a looming threat for him for the entire year, and I believe he'll probably hold it all the way, the entire year. But I do think his character would benefit from holding the Money in the Bank. But he would have to lose the Intercontinental Championship. So moving on to my women's Money in the Bank winner, I have Roxanne Perez. Similar reasoning to Dominic Mysterio, and they're together in the Judgment Day. I think Roxanne is like the perfect Money in the Bank holder. There's not many other people who are as good as her in the ring, and her character is like Weasley and will like use anything to win a match. So the Money in the Bank does fit her character very well. Rhea Ripley wins Queen of the Ring. The winner of the King of the Ring / Queen of the Ring becomes the number 1 contender for the championship at SummerSlam. You obviously want Rhea Ripley to be on SummerSlam, and why not have her challenge for the championship? And in my mind, at this time, I have Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan as a SummerSlam match, because I have Liv Morgan beating Vacker at WrestleMania. Randy Orton has come second, has been runner-up in the King of the Ring tournament 2 times in a row. I think it's finally his year to win it, and I think he'll challenge Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam as a heel. AJ Lee wins the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, this one's pretty much a shoo-in. She's been feuding with Becky Lynch ever since she returned. The whole feud has pretty much been over the Intercontinental Championship. Becky Lynch just won it back from Maxine. AJ helped Maxine win it in the first place, so I think AJ will win it from Becky at WrestleMania. Sheamus becomes a Grand Slam champion. I believe he'll probably dethrone Dominic when he returns. He's currently going through injury. That's been a trend with him for the last couple years. He gets healthy, he comes back, he gets very popular, and then he immediately gets hurt. That's why I believe he hasn't become the Intercontinental Championship yet. I do believe by the time his career is over, he will be the Intercontinental Champion. But it's just a matter of if he's healthy, he'll win it. If he's not, he won't. And it really does suck because we don't have too many years of prime Sheamus anymore. He's 47, 48. He's getting up there in age. And the style he wrestles really does affect the body. So I think he needs to win it sooner than later. Sol Ruka, this is pretty much another shoo-in. She's the best women's wrestler on the NXT roster. She just lost her North American title due to injury. When she comes, well, she's already healthy again. Eventually she'll feud with Zarya, and she'll become the biggest women's face in NXT, and she'll win the championship. Braun Breaker will win the World Heavyweight Championship. At WrestleMania, he will dethrone CM Punk after winning the Elimination Chamber. All you have to do is just look at this photo and then say if you want him as champion. He's obviously the next big thing, and why not have it on him? And what's the harm in having him with a world champion? Lucha Bros will finally tag and become the champion. I think they wanted to do this a lot earlier, but Penta got injured. But now that he's healthy and back, he returned at AAA to help Rey Mysterio. I think they will win the Tag Team Gold, probably the SmackDown Gold or the Raw Gold at WrestleMania. Joe Hendry wins the NXT Championship. Now that Obafemi and Javon Evans have both left NXT for the main roster, I do believe Joe Hendry will be next up for the NXT Championship, mainly because why not have him have it? He's obviously very popular with the fans. Everyone likes him. And he's not terrible in the ring. Like, he's not the best, but he's not terrible. And it's better to have someone that is over and people actually enjoy watching than Ethan Hawke. Not Ethan Hawke, Ethan Page. Chris Jericho returns at the Rumble. I'm very confident in this one. I didn't think he was returning on Monday Night Raw. A lot of people did for some reason. But Jericho just seems like a perfect person to return at the Rumble. A big name, big people. The music, it will instantly kick people back to 2008 when he returned with the Break the Walls Down. I hope he returns with Break Down the Walls. I don't want Judas. Even though Judas is one of my favorite themes, I don't think it will fit him in WWE. I think Break Down the Walls will be instantly recognizable, and I think that's definitely the theme that they should go with. So yeah, he returns at the Rumble. And I don't know what he does afterwards. I don't know who will fight at WrestleMania, but he will return at the Rumble. He'll probably retire this year too. Edge returns to WWE. I think his contract was up in October, if I recall hearing that correctly. His contract was up in October, but he has injury time because he was injured for a long time. So I think he'll probably finish his contract by the end of this year. And he's obviously getting up there in age. He's 51, 52. And I think he wants to end his career in the biggest possible way, and that will be in WWE. And I think WWE would open their arms for Edge return. I don't think there's any bad blood. And I think he's big enough to where he could return, have a couple matches, have his retirement matches, and then go into the Hall of Fame. Oh no, he's already in the Hall of Fame. Well, he'll just retire quietly. I don't think he'll have a farewell tour like John. But I think he will end up in WWE by the time he retires. Kevin Owens returns from injury as a babyface. He can't return as a bad guy. He was crying. He had a bad injury. He almost had to retire due to his injury. He still doesn't know if he can return. But this is my optimism. I think he will return better than ever as a babyface in 2026. Trick Williams joins SmackDown and fails. I don't think he'll be as popular as he was. Did I miss a slide? How many slides have I missed? See, I thought this was... Oh, my God. Well, let me go back here, because I did miss one. Finn Balor wins singles gold. I think Finn Balor will be the one to dethrone Dominic Mysterio. I think he will either be kicked out of the Judgment Day, or he will kick Dominic out of the Judgment Day. Either way, I do believe Finn Balor will win the Intercontinental Champion in 2026 because this is probably one of his last good years. He's getting up there. He's like 44 or 43. He needs to win. He needs to have some success, dude. He's too good of a wrestler to never have hit the highest peak in WWE. And obviously a mid-card title is not the highest peak, but he deserves something for the hard work he's had for the last 10 plus years in WWE. Now let me go all the way back to Obafemi joins the main roster. He's already on the main roster. He vacated the NXT Championship recently, yesterday I believe. And now he's going up to the main roster. All I hope is that he joins the main roster and immediately wins the United States Champion or wins the Intercontinental Championship. I can see the Intercontinental Championship flip-flopping a lot this year. Like, in my ideal world, I have Dominic lose to Finn, Finn lose to Sheamus, and then Sheamus lose to Obafemi midway through the year. I think that would be a fire match, Sheamus versus Oba. I think Oba can have a good match with anyone smaller than him. And honestly, I think Oba will be such a big star. I think he'll main event WrestleMania within the next 3 years. That's how high I think of Oba. And he's one of my favorite wrestlers. Anyways, Trick Williams, back to this one. Trick Williams is not a good wrestler. And I don't think the Whoop That Trick will get over on the main roster. I think he'll kind of fade into obscurity, similar to what Carmelo Hayes did before he became the Intercontinental Championship. I think he'll be underutilized. He won't get matches. He'll probably job out to a few people. And they'll probably reunite Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams sometime in the near future. Tommaso Ciampa leaves WWE. This is going to suck because he was phenomenal in Black and Gold NXT at Blackheart. But they're not utilizing DIY to what they could be. Like, they're wasting Johnny Gargano too. So if his contract is up, he should leave. I don't know where he'll go. AEW doesn't really seem like a spot where he should go, because I feel like he would fall into obscurity there too. There's too many people on that roster. And maybe TNA, but TNA is just NXT's NXT. He could just go on like a Matt Cardona Matt Cardona indie, just fucking run and just dominate the indies for a year or two, then return. I don't know, but I do think he leaves WWE. Randy Orton turns heel. I spoke about it earlier, so I am going to skip over it. He's going to turn heel on Cody Rhodes and challenge him at SummerSlam. Jey Uso's end of 2025 was filled with teases of him turning bad because he can't win the gold. He lost a lot in the last end of the year. He lost to CM Punk. He lost in the last time is now tournament, and he kept talking about how he can't win the gold. So what I think is going to happen is he and Jimmy lose the tag team championships, and then Jay just snaps and turns on Jimmy, and we'll have a reverse of what happened at WrestleMania 40, and have Jimmy as the good guy and Jay as the bad guy going into WrestleMania 42. Gunther retires Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam in Minneapolis. This match has to happen before Brock Lesnar returns. It's the perfect match. They were going to do it earlier this year, or earlier in their career. Gunther retires AJ. AJ versus Roxanne Perez feud happens. LA Knight versus Chris Jericho feud happens. Austin Theory is working with Seth Rollins. I think Seth Rollins planted Austin Theory in the Vision to get his revenge. And they already have a history together. Obviously, I mean, Seth Rollins dethroned Theory multiple times for the United States Championship. Evolution 3 happens. I think the women are much more improved. I think they're big enough now to carry their own pay-per-view, and I think Evolution 2 was a massive success. So I think this is going to be a yearly pay-per-view now. AJ Styles wrestles a match in TNA. I think this is pretty much a shoo-in. Like, I don't get why they wouldn't do it. It makes sense to just give them that opportunity to have a match in TNA. I don't think it harms anyone. And I think he would fight Leon Slater. I mean, obviously TNA and WWE have a working partnership. AJ has expressed interest in wrestling in TNA. TNA obviously would love to have it. And why not? I don't think WWE is too cruel to not let this happen. This is going to happen. I guarantee this is going to happen. Royal Rumble, number 8, El Grande Ludwig is going to come out. And then El Grande's Chad is going to come out at number 9. They're going to have a standoff, and then these two are going to feud, and one of them is going to get demasked, which I would assume Chad Gable would get demasked. Gunther doesn't take a pin all year. That does not mean he won't lose. He'll probably lose in a DQ or a count-out finish or something like that, but he won't take a pin all year. After coming off of John Cena retirement match, he cannot lose. He needs to carry this momentum. This is basically just a shoo-in. AJ Styles is the best wrestler of all time. Gunther is one of the best wrestlers of all time. Dave Meltzer loves giving Gunther 5-star matches. He's had 8 of them in WWE already. AJ Styles is the best wrestler of all time. And yeah, these two will have a 5-star match, I guarantee it. Jelly Roll will have another match. He's expressed interest. Why wouldn't Triple H have interest in that? Jelly Roll's one of the biggest artists on the world. Jelly Roll has improved his weight since then. He's lost a lot of weight massively. I think he's like 185 pounds or 100. No, was it 200? Oh no, I think he's 285 pounds now. He said he wants to come off the top rope, and I believe he will in a match this year. Obviously, he will have to have a tag team partner because he's not good enough to have a singles match. And yeah, I think he'll have another match. I Show Speed will have a match this year. He did a series on his YouTube channel called Speed Goes Pro. He was trained by Randy Orton and had like a mock match on Evolve. And it was pretty good. Speed is so athletic and he has so much charisma that I think he fits into the WWE landscape so well. And I feel like this has to happen. And I feel like it'll happen at WrestleMania. Speed is one of the most popular people on planet Earth right now. And I just feel like him not being in WWE is a crime. Because I feel like he would fit so perfectly. And he already has gear made. And he already had his debut in the Royal Rumble. Booker T is one of the greatest commentators active right now, and having him in NXT is a waste because not as many people watch NXT. Even though NXT, he is building up people. Like, the reason the Devil's Kiss is so popular is because of Booker T. And the Whoop That Trick became popular because of Booker T. Everything is popular because of Booker T. But he should become a main roster commentator and send down Corey Graves. Ilya Dragunov is the Royal Rumble Iron Man. Mr. Iguana enters the Royal Rumble. WWE gets hate for using AI in theme songs. Austin vs. Brock from WrestleMania 17 enters the Hall of Fame. And John Cena, the GOAT, enters the Hall of Fame. Thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.